Good afternoon. I'm Annabella True reporting live from GNN Studios. If you're just joining us, what you're seeing is President James Angel in his backyard playing guitar, kicking off the first briefing following his avalanche re-election. Never in our nation's history has a candidate received 99% of the vote. A select group of journalists are here to recap the last 4 years and talk about the president's plans for the future.
Mr. President. Jim. Mr. President. Mr. President. Jim. Mr. President. Mr. President. Jim.
President Angel.
Claire, please, call me Jim.
Okay, Jim. Can you tell us why you moved out of the White House?
Now that the twins are off to college, we thought it might be a good idea to downsize. Too much wasted space with just the two of us. We're converting the White House into public housing for artists. Grant applications will begin once the renovations are complete. Hey, Tony.
Thanks, Jim. I'd like to address a few of your successes during your first term. You defunded the police, dismantled the NRA, and enforced comprehensive gun control laws. Can you tell us just how these changes have affected crime?
Yes, Tony. Law enforcement funding has shifted to better vet and educate law enforcement candidates. A potential candidate will need to pass rigorous moral and ethics training, followed by a degree in criminal justice. Terror lobbyists, including the KKK and the NRA, have no place in my vision of the future of this country. Background checks and wait times have made guns difficult to purchase. Homicide rates are the lowest in U.S. history. School shootings are now a horrible memory in our dark past.
The Reparations Act passed unanimously in 2017. Can you elaborate on its success in ending poverty in America?
The Reparations Act began by putting an end to the redlining of districts. Minority Americans whose ancestors built this nation with their sweat and blood for free can now use their wealth and equal legal status to buy property and open businesses wherever they choose.
You legalized marijuana on a federal level. Now, can you tell us how that has changed the way the increase in tax profits are being used?
We use the profits from marijuana sales to enrich our elementary, middle, and high schools in our most vulnerable communities. Higher education is now free for all who desire it. To end corruption in our educational infrastructure, we passed laws needed to increase teacher salaries by redirecting disproportionate raises given to superintendents and deans.
Can you address the changes to illegal profit margins in the healthcare industry?
Oh yeah. By changing the laws protecting illegal profit margins in the healthcare industry, we diverted those profits to free services for all Americans without proper health care. Extra funds have been allocated to those living on the streets and those suffering with mental disorders and drug addiction. By giving human beings the medications and support they so desperately need, we've seen a dramatic reduction in our homeless population. My dream of creating a healthier, well-educated nation is now a reality.
Federal tax law changes made it possible to bring industry back to America. Can you walk us through these changes?
Simple. We raised taxes on major corporations, creating jobs overseas, inspiring them to create jobs in the United States, made in America. We now have living wage laws for smaller businesses. Larger companies must pay wages based on corporate profit, true, fair distribution of wealth. We've put an end to corporate slavery. Also, taxing the megachurches helped to fund free daycare.
Can you talk a little bit about welfare to work?
The welfare to work programs provided funding to help those on the system without formal education or occupational training to find well-paying jobs once their programs were completed, putting an end to generational assistance.
Jim, your Go Green initiatives have inspired the world. Was it difficult getting the fossil fuel giants on board?
It was difficult at first. We finally convinced them that fossil fuels are going the way of the dinosaur and killing the planet. No planet, no profits. We restructured their business models to retrain coal miners and oil field workers to build windmills and solar panels. The profits surpassed their wildest dreams. Pollution is down 90%. These changes ended our dependency on oil, foreign and domestic. Natural gas has been replaced with induction technology, ending fracking. The auto industry is building and selling more electric vehicles than ever. Nikola Tesla's dream of free electricity has become a reality. America, the great, the beautiful, for reals.
Now that you've won the election in a historic landslide against your opponent, Joe Rogan, can you give us a taste for your plans of a second term?
I'm ending all unwarranted global conflicts previously initiated by this country. We will no longer send our children to die or come home maimed, disfigured, and traumatized from unjustified wars. We've done our best to restore the damage caused by the U.S. to war-torn countries. The lives lost on both sides will never be forgotten. Refugees seeking asylum as a result of foreign wars will be vetted and welcome to be a part of this beautiful melting pot that was and always will be the United States of America. May we continue to learn from our past and come together as one world, one people, in love, respect, and most of all, peace.
President Hell, if you could
Thank
have
you
one
all
more minute, I've got one more
for
question
coming
for
now.
you.
Mr.
No more
President.
further questions.
Jim!
Thanks, I
Jim!
really gotta go. The first man and I have dinner reservations.
Can you play us a quick tune?
If you were a liquor store, would you sell to the youth? Would you invest all your tax money and give it to the poor? 'Cause here in America they say a business has a heart. Well, I'm not quite sure what that means, but it sounds like a nasty start. If you were a liquor store, would you buy all the booze? Would you sell it to the people they say have got nothing left to lose? If you knew everything the world had to say, would it burn you up or drown you down, cement you inside clay? 'Cause my old man always said, I know less as I go.